Following Angola's independence from Portugal in 1975, the country descended into civil war. The ruling party, the MPLA, People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola, was supported by the Soviet Union and Cuba, while the rebel group UNITA received backing from the United States and apartheid-era South Africa. The war quickly became a proxy conflict, drawing in foreign powers with ideological and strategic interests in the region. By 1987, the South African Defense Force, SADF, working alongside UNITA, launched a major offensive into southern Angola with the aim of capturing the town of Cuito Cuanavale, a key strategic and logistical base for the MPLA. South Africa believed that seizing Cuito would deal a decisive blow to the Angolan government and open the path to the complete defeat of its forces in the south.
Good battle.
What followed was a protracted and intense military engagement. South African and UNITA forces launched repeated assaults against the fortified positions of the MPLA, defended by Angolan troops and a growing number of Cuban reinforcements. By late 1987, Cuba had deployed over 15,000 troops, along with tanks, artillery, and air support, transforming Cuito Cuanavale into a heavily defended fortress. The terrain was challenging. Open savannas, thick bushland, and flooded rivers created a brutal battlefield. As SADF forces advanced, they encountered well-prepared defenses, massive minefields, and coordinated resistance. The Cuban and Angolan forces managed to halt the South African push despite sustaining heavy casualties. In early 1988, in a strategic maneuver, Cuba shifted from defense to offense. Cuban armored columns launched a flanking advance southward toward the Namibian border, posing a direct threat to South African-controlled territory for the first time in the conflict. The move altered the balance of power and forced South Africa to reconsider its military position. Militarily, the battle ended in a stalemate. Cuito Cuanavale remained under Angolan-Cuban control. However, the broader implications were far-reaching. The battle shattered the myth of South African military invincibility and marked a turning point in the regional balance of power. Negotiations soon followed between Cuba, Angola, and South Africa. These talks led to the withdrawal of foreign forces from Angola, the independence of Namibia in 1990, and accelerated the eventual collapse of apartheid in South Africa. Nelson Mandela later said of the battle, "Cuito Cuanavale was the turning point for the liberation of our continent and of my people from the scourge of apartheid." Today, the Battle of Cuito Cuanavale is remembered not just as a military engagement, but as a moment where the tide of Southern African history turned. It symbolized solidarity across borders, the power of resistance, and beginning of the end for one of the 20th century's most infamous regimes.